I'm Nicolas from Novelists, and you're listening to Collision.
It must be an exciting time for you because your new album, Noir, has just been released.
Yeah, it feels very like a relief. It feels like we got it out of our chest finally. Feels really good.
Yeah, you've been working on it for 2 years. Is there a reason that it's been such a long process?
Well, I said 2 years because there is some songs on the record that have been written even before our previous record was out.
Right.
But the moment we really started to work very heavily on it was summer 2016. So it was more like 1 year full time, but which is still very long. And I didn't think it would be that long. I thought it would be like a few months. I was planning to release the record early 2017 when we started working very hard on it. And I don't know, everything took more time than expected. The songs were longer to write. The mix was harder to do than we thought. Everything was painful, but it was just for the best because we're happy about the record. Very happy about the outcome.
Awesome. I do want to talk to you about the mix of the album, but first I want to ask, because you are a band based in Paris, and there has been quite a few terrorist attacks in Paris and that. Has that affected this album? Has that come into this album?
I wouldn't say that it was a theme or something that influenced the lyrics. Everything was written by our singer, and he is very he's felt in. All he wrote on the record was how he's been felt for the last years of his life before Novelists came and kind of changed a little bit how his life was going. And we definitely want to include some sort of song or message in the next album about this, but we didn't. It wasn't on Noir at all.
Yeah. Well, I do want to ask about the mixing and that of the album because, well, you yourself work as a producer and you've had 4 different producers work on the album. Is that right?
No. Amel and I, so the drummer and myself, both worked on the mix and mastering. We did everything.
All right.
But we, the reason why you say that is because we've said that there's 4 different mixes and mastering on the album. Not mastering, but 4 different mixes production on the 4 chapters. But we handled the 4 of them. It's just like we wanted to do different production as if we were mixing a different record for every chapter.
Right. Yeah. And can I ask then the fact that you have chapters in your album, is that because of your band name Novelists? Is that what inspired you to kind of put chapters in there?
Well, obviously when we have this kind of ideas, the name makes it even better because we think it just fits very well with our name. But at first it was Flo, our guitar player. He's been studying classical music for years. And in classical music, there's something that they call sonata, which is 3... from what I understood, I'm not sure that I'm completely right about it, but that's what he explained. There's 3 pieces, one fast and one slow, and the other one is fast again. And they put them together to form a big piece of music. And he had this idea of doing that for us, having a fast technical song and then a very slow ballad and then another fast song. And that's what he did on the first chapter. And on the 4th chapter, that's the ones that he wrote. And we just thought, like, 2 big pieces of music, and then Amel, the drummer, is going to write 2 more. How cool would that be if we would separate those in 4 different chapters and put different attention to them, different mixes, different emotion, different type of different tuning. So yeah, it just all came kind of naturally from this idea of the classical music.
Yeah, awesome. And well, do you actually have a favourite track on the album at the moment?
I would say either the second one, Monochrome, or the last one, which is Healed Wind. Those are my 2 favorite.
Right. Yeah, I was going between track 9, Joie de Vivre, and track 12, Heal the Wound.
Track 9 is featuring two friends of us, which are Jesse Cash from Era and Zach from Dream on Dreamer, which we toured with him last year.
Yeah, I see actually, because they're, of course, an Australian band. You've toured with them and you are about to tour with Northlane, or you just have toured with Northlane?
Yeah, we toured with Northlane and Watch the Sleeps in June this year,
right.
In summer. It was during the summer festivals. We had a few festivals in common with Watch the Sleeps as well, so our agents decided to do like a big tour around that. Not a big tour, but a tour around all these festivals with some club shows around it. It was very nice. And
haven't been to Australia yet to tour, have you?
Sadly not. We really wanna come to Australia, but the problem is the flight tickets are really expensive. So for us to come, it would need to make sense financially, like not that we earn money, but not to lose too much. And since you guys have such there's not a lot of big cities like of cities that bands tour, so it's like 5 major cities, and it doesn't make it viable for us to tour there yet. But I really want us to tour there very soon.
Well, hopefully that'll happen sometime throughout this album cycle. This album, Noir, has just been released. What's next for you guys? Are you planning the next album already?
Yeah, so the way we do things is as we work really hard on something until it's released, but always having the thought that as soon as that's finished, we're going to go on to the next thing. And as soon as the album was released, we still have a few things to do, but overall it's the big working period of this album is over. So we're literally, as soon as the album was released, we were literally thinking, okay, what's the next step? What do we do for the next one? And just so that we can enjoy, like, use all the energy from people listening to the record and enjoying it, to have the motivation and the inspiration to write the next one. Because I feel like if we wait a year, then I don't know, if people don't really care about us anymore, and it's hard to have the same inspiration and the same motivation to do it. I feel like when we think about it really, as soon as the record is out, then it makes it way easier for us to just plan bigger things. And then a year after that, we figure, oh shit, we were too ambitious on that, but we still do it. And I think that's what is going to happen with this record, because we have great ideas of what we want to do. These are really ambitious ideas, and it's probably going to be a pain to do the album, but we really want to do something even better than what we did on the second album.
That's great. What is the scene like for metal bands and that in Paris, in France?
Not very active. I mean, it's a bit. 5 years ago, I would have said the metal scene is going nowhere. Okay, maybe 7 years ago, I would have said the metal scene in France is going nowhere, and nothing's happening. And I feel like now is a bit different. There is some bands that helped making the world notice that France has good bands like Train the Martyrs or Chunk No Captain Chant, Rise of the North Star, obviously Gojira. But I would say still the scene is quite small and not very active. There's not a lot of shows in France. It's still way better than before, but it's a growing scene. But for now, it's quite small.
And you guys are helping to lead the way and open doors up.
Well, we're hoping that what we do is help the scene, but the problem is because there's not a lot of promoters, and we have to almost skip France, and every time we tour, we don't really tour in France, which makes us a bit sad. But I don't know, we're hoping that when we're a bit bigger, we can make a difference by booking a lot of shows in France and trying to make the whole scene bigger and more active.
Well,
yeah, I think it's going to take time and more than a few bands, sadly.
Yeah. We'll forgive you for not coming to Australia if you can't even tour France properly.
Yeah, it's really sad, because it's like we know that we have some people listening to us over there, and we want to tour there because obviously it's our home, but there's not really a lot happening.
Yeah. Is there something that you want to say to your Australian fans to get them to check out the new album?
Well, we really, really want to come to Australia, so I'm hoping that we can do it on this album cycle. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'm pretty hopeful because we really, like I said, we really want to make it happen. And now that we made friends with Northland, I'm hoping maybe they're going to invite us on their next Australian tour in my dreams. But we've always had a good following in Australia, so I really hope everybody likes the new record, even though it's different from the first one. I just hope everybody likes it.
I think the album is a perfect mix of like progressive and heavy metal.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's different. It's definitely.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what I wouldn't say that's what we tried to do, but we just wanted to not care about what were people waiting for us to do. We just didn't want to think about it, and we just wanted to do what we wanted to do. And if people don't like it, so be it. But we're glad that people actually ended up liking it.
Yeah, it's
even
awesome.
better when you can do something that you actually want to do, that you actually like, and then people follow you into it. That's the best that can happen.
Yeah, no, well, you sound really excited and motivated, and it's great to hear. And hopefully we can have a chat when you are finally getting to tour Australia.
Yeah, like I said, I really hope we can come eventually.
Yeah, awesome. Well, people can go to facebook.com/Novelists Music and give you a like, or they can go to novelistsofficial.com and they can find out where you are touring and when you finally announce that Australian tour. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much for having me.
That's okay. You have a good night.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.